Hello and welcome to Punk Academy. My name is Fareen and today I'm here bringing up English. For the students of class 11, we'll be discussing the first chapter of your Hornbill book, that is The Portrait of a Lady, written by Khushwant Singh. Talking about the writer, Khushwant Singh was born in Punjab and he was a very famous Indian writer and a literary critic. Now, in this story, he is sharing his personal real life experiences and his relationship with his grandmother and how it grows over the years. So, we can say that the story is an autobiographical story. Now, the lesson starts with the description of grandmother, and the author says that she is old and wrinkled, she was short and fat, and she was slightly bent. Why? Because she had a stoop on her back. She always wore a spotless white sari and she had silver locks, which means that her hair were grey. In the first paragraph, the author very beautifully describes his grandmother and he says that she could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. Now here, the author is creating a difference between the two words pretty and beautiful. So the word pretty here means the external beauty of a person, whereas the word beautiful means how the grandmother was beautiful within and how she was a pure soul. The author also compares his grandmother to a winter landscape. Why? Because author को वो हमेशा ही बहुत ही calm और बहुत ही peaceful नजर आती थी. Now, after the description of grandmother, he also gives a short description about his grandfather, and he says that his grandfather was a very old man and he was wearing loose-fitting clothes. और ये description वो कैसे बता रहे हैं? By seeing a photograph जो उनके drawing room में लगी हुई है. And he says that he always wore loose-fitting clothes. He wore a big turban and he had long white beard जो उनकी पूरे chest को cover कर रही थी. Now, after telling the description about his grandmother and grandfather, the author moves forward and he starts explaining his bond with his grandmother. और वो बताते हैं कि जैसे जैसे ऑथर बड़े होते गए कैसे उन दोनों के बीच का जो गैप है वो और ज्यादा इंक्रीज होता गया. Now, to understand the story better, we can divide it into 6 stages. The first stage is the childhood stage, where the poet reads that
My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents left me with her, went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayers in a monotonous sing-song while she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. I listened because I loved her voice but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, a tiny earthen ink pot, and a red pen, tied all in a bundle and handed to me. After a breakfast of a thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it, we went to school. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. The priest taught us the alphabets and morning prayers while the children sat in rows on either sides of the veranda singing the alphabets or the prayers in a chorus. My grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures. When we both had finished, we would walk back together. This time, the village dogs would meet us at the temple door. They followed us to our home, growling and fighting with each other for the chapatis we threw on them.
Okay, talking about the first stage, grandmother and the author were very good friends. They used to live in the village. क्यों? क्योंकि उनके parents जो हैं वो city में जाकर के रह रहे थे. Why? So that they can earn better. Every morning, grandmother used to wake him up and used to get him ready for school. और जैसे वो उनको ready कर रही होती थी, she used to recite and sing prayer songs. Why? Because she wanted author to learn these songs. पर author जो है वो कभी भी उनको learn करने का नहीं सोचते थे, and he just used to listen her voice. Why? Because उनको अपनी grandmother की voice बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद थी. they grandmother used to give him breakfast, और breakfast में वो लेते थे stale chapatis with a bit of sugar and butter on it, और grandmother and author दोनों इकट्ठे निकलते थे स्कूल के लिए. Why? Because the school was attached to a temple, जहाँ पर grandmother temple में जाकर अपनी prayers recite करती थी और scriptures read करती थी, whereas on the open veranda the author and the children used to sit and they used to learn the alphabets. ऐसे करके उनकी लाइफ बहुत ही ज़्यादा अमेजिंग जा रही थी. एंड व्हेन दे बोथ फिनिश दे यूज्ड टू गेट आउट ऑफ द स्कूल, एंड वहाँ पर बहुत सारे जो है स्ट्रे डॉग्स आ जाते थे, एंड द ग्रैंडमदर यूज्ड टू गिव स्टेल चपातीज टू द डॉग्स. नाउ आफ्टर दिस कम्स द सेकेंड स्टेज.
When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, they sent for us. That was a turning point in our friendship. Although we shared the same room, my grandmother no longer came to school with me. I used to go to an English school in a motor bus. There were no dogs in the street, and she took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. As the years rolled by, we saw less of each other. For some time, she continued to wake me up and get me ready for school. When I came back, she would ask me what the teacher had taught me. I would tell her English words and little things of Western science and learning. The law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, the world being round, etc. This made her unhappy. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things they taught at the English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about God and the scriptures. One day I announced that we were being given music lessons. She was very disturbed. To her, music had lewd association. It was the monopoly of harlots and beggars, and not meant for gentle folks. She said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval. We have a set of few difficult words here. The first one is a phrase which reads as years rolled by, which means as time passed or with the passage of time. The next is distressed, which means suffering from extreme sorrow, pain, or anxiety. Next is lewd association, which means something which is not decent, okay, indecent or obscene. Next is the word harlots, which means prostitutes. And the last is gentle folks, which means people of noble birth or mannered and cultured people.
Now, in the second stage, author और grandmother की life में एक turning point आ जाता है. Why? Author and grandmother starts living in a city, और author का admission वहाँ पर हो जाता है कि English medium school में, जिसमें वो मोटर बस से जाते थे. So now grandmother cannot accompany him. और जब वो वहां से वापस आते थे, grandmother used to ask him कि आज क्या पढ़ाया गया तुम्हें स्कूल में. So author used to tell all the English words. He used to tell that he was taught English and modern science. वो grandmother को English words explain करते थे, जैसे कि आज मुझे टीचर ने law of gravity पढ़ाया and Archimedes principle and all such English kind of word. Now grandmother को तो English आती नहीं थी, so she used to be a bit upset कि वो परेशान हो जाती थी that now she won't be able to help him in the studies. और सबसे बड़ा शॉक ग्रैंडमदर को तब लगा जब उनको ये पता चला कि ऑथर को स्कूल में म्यूजिक लेसन्स भी दिए जा रहे थे. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू हर, म्यूजिक वाज नॉट मेड फॉर जेंटल फोक्स, वो सिर्फ बेगर्स के लिए होते थे. एंड ग्रैंडमदर धीरे धीरे बहुत सैड होती गई. वाई? बिकॉज शी वॉज वेरी अपसेट रिगार्डिंग द स्कूल टीचिंग्स, दैट वहाँ पर बच्चों को कभी भी थिंग्स रिलेटेड टू गॉड नहीं पढ़ाए जाते थे. दे नेवर लर्न प्रेयर एंड ऑल. नाउ इन दिस वे देयर कम्स अ गैप बिटवीन द ऑथर एंड द ग्रैंडमदर. अपने लोनलीनेस को खत्म करने के लिए ग्रैंडमा यूज्ड टू रीड स्क्रिप्चर्स ऑल डे, एंड व्हाट शी टुक ओवर इज दैट वो स्पैरोस को फीड करना स्टार्ट कर देती थी. व्हाई? बिकॉज सिटी में उनको स्ट्रे डॉग्स तो मिलते नहीं थे. So she used to feed the sparrows, और ये half an hour उनके पूरे entire day का सबसे happiest half hour होता था. Moving on to the third stage.
When I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. The common link of friendship was snapped. My grandmother accepted her seclusion with resignation. She rarely left her spinning wheel to talk to anyone. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by her wheel spinning and reciting prayers. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while to feed the sparrows. While she sat in the veranda breaking the bread into little bits, hundreds of birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirpings. Some came and perched on her legs, others on her shoulders, some even sat on her head. She smiled but never shooed them away. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. Let's see the difficult words here. The first one is monotonous, जिसका मतलब होता है something which is very dull or boring. Next we have earthen, which means made of baked or fired clay, जैसे कि मिट्टी से बने हुए खिलौने होते हैं. Next we have stale, which means food which is no longer fresh and is unpleasant to eat. Snapped, which means break suddenly and completely. The next is seclusion, which is a state of being private and away from people. Next, we have spinning wheel, a household machine with a wheel attached to it for spinning yarn, जिसको हम हिंदी में चरखा भी बोलते हैं. Next is veritable, which means something which is very interesting. Next we have bedlam, जिसको हम confusion बोलते हैं. Chirpings are the noise made by small birds. Preached is alight or rest on something or to sit on something. Shoot is make a person or animal go away by shouting or saying shoo.
Now what happens in the third stage is that author अब बड़े हो चुके हैं and he goes to a university and that's why he was given a separate room. He gets a separate room जिसकी वजह से grandmother और author के बीच में जो एक common link थी वो भी snap हो जाती है. Earlier at least they used to live in the same room and they used to see each other a couple of times, पर अब वैसा कुछ भी नहीं था. Author rarely अपनी grandmother से बात करते थे and grandmother also she accepted her loneliness और वो लोगों से काफ़ी दूर रहने लगी थी. She used to live alone. She used to read scriptures. She used to enchant prayers और वो half an hour sparrows के साथ रहती थी और relax करती थी. Now comes stage number 4.
When I decided to go abroad for further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years, and at her age, one could never tell. But my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. She came to leave me at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. Her lips moved in prayer, her mind was lost in prayer, her fingers were busy telling the beads of her rosary. Silently she kissed my forehead, and when I left, I cherished the moist imprints as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. The difficult words here are sentimental, which means feeling of sadness or feeling very emotional. The next is beads, which means a small piece of glass or stone threaded with another to make a rosary or a necklace. Next we have cherished, which means hold something dear. Moist, which means wet, and imprint means impression or stamp.
Now in stage 4, author decides to go to abroad for his further studies. और वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा upset थे इस बात को लेकर के. Why? Because he knew that grandmother would be very upset. Why? Because he was going there for 5 years. और grandmother को जैसे ही ये बात पता चलती थी कि author is going for 5 years, she reacted very calmly. और author ने जैसा सोचा था वैसा बिल्कुल भी उन्होंने react नहीं किया. She was very calm and peaceful. She herself came to leave the author in the railway station, and there also she did not talk to anybody. She was just enchanting her prayers, and she just kissed author's forehead and said him bye. But at this stage author felt very bad. Why? Because वो 5 years के लिए जा रहे थे abroad and he was not sure कि जब वो वापस आएंगे तो उनको grandma मिलेंगी भी या नहीं. Next is the 5th stage.
After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. She did not look a day older. She still had no time for words. And while she clasped me in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed longer with a frivolous rebuke. In the evening, a change came over her. She did not pray. She collected the women of neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing. For several hours, she thumped the sagging skin of dilapidated drum and sang of homecoming warriors. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. The next morning she was taken ill. It was a mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life she had omitted to pray, she was not going to waste any more time talking to us. We protested, but she ignored our protest. She lay peacefully in her bed, praying and telling her beads. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. A peaceful pallor spread on her face, and we knew that she was dead.
Now, the fifth stage is the homecoming stage, जहाँ पर author abroad से वापस आते हैं and grandma came to receive him in the railway station और वो बहुत happy होती हैं अपनी grandchild को वापस देखकर and what author noticed was that grandma in 5 years में बिल्कुल भी change नहीं हुई थी. She was exactly the same way जैसा वो उनको यहाँ पर छोड़ कर गए थे. Now, ऑथर के वापस आ जाने से ग्रैंडमदर इतनी ज्यादा हैप्पी थी दैट शी कलेक्टेड अ वुमन फ्रॉम नेबरहुड एंड शी स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग सॉन्ग्स ऑफ होम कमिंग. और उनकी ये एक्टिविटी देखकर ऑथर और उनकी फैमिली थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस्ड हो गए थे. व्हाई? बिकॉज शी वाज वेरी ओल्ड और उनके लिए ये ओवर स्ट्रेनिंग हो सकता था. द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग ग्रैंडमा फेल इल और ऑथर और उनकी फैमिली डॉक्टर को बुलाते हैं एंड डॉक्टर सेज दैट देयर इज नथिंग टू वरी, शी विल बी फाइन विद टाइम. पर ग्रैंडमा जो थी वो अपनी प्रेयर्स रिसाइट करना शुरू कर देती हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज शी न्यू दैट दिस वाज हर लास्ट टाइम एंड शी डिसाइडेड दैट शी विल नॉट वेस्ट टाइम एनी मोर. और उन्होंने जैसे अपना प्रीवियस डे सॉन्ग्स में वेस्ट कर लिया था, नाउ शी वॉज ओनली प्रेइंग, शी वॉज नॉट टॉकिंग टू एनीबडी. ऑथर अपनी ग्रैंडमा से बात करने की कोशिश करते हैं बट शी रिफ्यूज टू टॉक और वो सिर्फ प्रेयर्स एनचैंट कर रही थी और अपनी रोजरी बीज हाथ में आगे की तरफ बढ़ा रही थी. एंड सडनली व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट her lips stopped moving and her rosary fell from her hand. And now she was dead and she was no more. After this, we are having stage number 6.
We lifted her off the bed and, as is customary, laid her on the ground and covered her with a red shroud. After a few hours of mourning, we left her alone to make arrangements for her funeral. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude stretcher to take her to be cremated. The sun was setting and had lit her room and veranda with a blaze of golden light. We stopped halfway in the courtyard, all over the veranda and in her room, right up to where she lay dead and stiff wrapped in a red shroud. Thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. There was no chirping. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread for them. She broke it into little crumbs the way my grandmother used to and threw it to them. The sparrows took no notice of the bread. When we carried my grandmother's corpse off, they flew away quietly. The next morning, the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. The difficult words here are thumped, जिसका मतलब होता है hit. Next we have sagging, जिसका मतलब होता है sinking downwards. Dilapidated means in a state of despair, बहुत ही बुरी हालत में. Next we have persuade, which means to request something to someone. Next is overstraining, which means overdoing something. and omit means leave out or exclude something. Now here the word customary means traditional, crude का मतलब होता है roughly made, cremated means disposing the body after it is dead. Next we have blaze जिसका मतलब होता है a very bright burning fire. Next we have shroud जिसका मतलब होता है a piece of cloth used to wrap the dead person. And last we have corpse जिसका मतलब होता है dead body.
The last stage is the funeral stage. यहाँ पर ऑथर और उनकी फैमिली ग्रैंडमा के फ्यूनरल की सारी अरेंजमेंट्स करने में बिजी थे एंड दे रैप्ड ग्रैंडमदर इनटू अ रेड श्रूड और वो उनको कमरे में थोड़ी देर के लिए लीव करके जैसे ही दे वेंट आउट फॉर द फर्दर प्रिपरेशंस एंड व्हेन दे केम बैक व्हाट दे सॉ वाज दैट ग्रैंडमा का जो रूम था इट वाज फिल्ड विद गोल्डन रेज ऑफ लाइट बिकॉज इवनिंग का टाइम था और उनके रूम में डायरेक्ट सनलाइट आता था and the whole room and the veranda was filled with home sparrows. They were sitting all around grandmother's corpse और वो mourn कर रही थी grandmother की death को. Feeling sorry for the birds, author की जो mother थी वो उनके लिए bread crumbs लाती है and she threw a few breadcrumbs to the birds but none of them noticed the breadcrumbs और वो mourn कर रही थी grandma की death को. लास्ट ग्रैंडमा की बॉडी को ले जाके क्रिमेट कर दिया जाता है एंड द नेक्स्ट डे अ स्वीपर कम्स एंड ही स्वीप्स अवे द ब्रेड क्रम्स जो कि ऑथर की मदर ने उन बर्ड्स के लिए डाली थी. So here we end our lesson. I hope you understood the story. If you have any doubts regarding the chapter, please feel free to drop a comment below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Do subscribe to our channel. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.